Who am I? My end is my beginning. And what does that mean? It means that all of us go through a death and rebirth. Time and time again, we peeled away the layers of our masks that keeps us away from our pain and suffering. But through the death process, we actually find more aspects of ourselves. I truly believe that this reality is made of a spiral that goes round and round and round. And it's actually our deaths and our rebirths that keep us in this spiral loop. And I feel for many of us out there that are going through stress, depression, anxiety, addictions, are on the same loop that's just going round like this. And you don't know how to get off this loop because what you keep doing is repeating the same patterns, attracting the same things in your life. And you feel like you're on this hamster wheel that's going round and round and round. All you want to do is get off this hamster wheel. But I'm sorry to say that the only way to get off this wheel that keeps spinning and going down to the next level through the spiral is through you dying. And that is through you making the right decisions for you and not for somebody else. So 4 years ago, I had to make a decision. I was suicidal and I felt numb towards my children because I felt numb towards myself. And I didn't understand, like, how can I be a mum and just feel numbness and emptiness and just feel so alone? And that's because there was a part of me that was inside my heart that felt that was lost to the darkness. And that was the part of me that wanted to keep going round in circles. And I was very much suicidal and I had a choice to make. And I could go left, and I could take my life and I could leave this world, or I can go right and I can choose to live. And in that moment, I had to choose myself. Oh, I'm getting emotional because, as a mum, it's very hard to choose yourself because you feel you have to always choose them. But if you don't choose yourself, then how do you even exist? And that for me was my biggest death ever because I felt as a person I always had to choose them because I had to be there for them. And it was the first time ever in my life in 33 years that I chose myself. And it's through by me choosing to change and by me choosing to live that I chose to go on a journey of death and destruction. And within that, yeah, okay, there's probably moments that my children would have felt abandoned or neglected. I feel like that's like I have a lot of guilt connected to that, but at the same time, if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be here right now. And I feel like there's probably many other people that go through these experiences because the alcohol, the drugs, the self harming, making myself sick, all these things was just no longer masking like the pain that I was feeling inside. And I mean physical pain, not just emotional pain. I mean a pain to the point that was like piercing my heart. I feel like I had a dagger in there every single day. And I thought the love for my children would save me, but it didn't. Well, it wasn't, but it wasn't until I decided to love myself again that what saved me. That's what gave me hope, was to have the journey of self-discovery. or self-improvement or self-love, self-care, whatever you want to call it. For me, it's about bringing myself back to my heart and me feeling at home within myself again. And that was part of my rebirth, was that process. And another part of my death process was making another choice in my life. Oh, emotional again, because I chose to separate from my fiance after 12 years, the father of my children, and that for me was the biggest decision I had to make. Because again, I said to him, how can I love you when I don't love myself? And that for me was another biggest decision I had to make, a choice I had to make. That was another part of my death process, was to admit to myself that I don't love myself, and how can I love him if I don't love myself? And it was selfish to stay with him. It was selfish to make him unhappy and miserable because I was unhappy and miserable. And seeing the faces of my children in such distraught because I broke the family, um, was the hardest part, but I had to do it. And now that I'm here and I made that decision, and I will admit now, like, I don't have any regrets. It was the best decision I ever made, because I do feel like I am reborn. Like, I finally know who I am. I finally have got to know aspects of myself that I didn't know anymore. And I was able to give myself that time and space to be with myself, to be with her, because I neglected her. I abandoned her. And it's the first time in my life that I'm able to like be alone by myself and to feel all my wounds and my traumas and all of the uncomfortable emotions that was part of my pain and part of my suffering. And yes, I'm still going through this journey and I still have moments of loneliness and emptiness. But now I'm choosing to embrace that, to embody that, and to feel all these emotions, because look where I'm at now. Like, I'm in Spain, the sun is shining, skies are clear, I'm sat next to palm trees, there's connected to like the birds, there's fruit trees around me. And I manifested this in terms of like, this is what I wanted peace, I wanted tranquility, I wanted harmony, I wanted bliss, I wanted love, I wanted all these things. And it's within here that I'm starting to feel these things, and it's now starting to manifest in my outer world. So when I look around me, I feel so much love and gratitude and compassion for myself. And I'm proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself that I made this decision. I went through this death process time and time again. So I was reborn to be in the here and now. And that's what it means when I say I am, my end is like my beginning, because I am on this journey of the spiral. I'm no longer on this journey of repeating myself and repeating patterns, because every time that I do repeat a pattern, I decide to have a death process and it brings me down to the next layer of myself, and I'm spiraling down. And trust me, I've been to hell and back many times. And I laugh because it's like when I'm in those moments of hell, I'm like, ah, oh, and it's awful. Trust me, it's horrible. But when you spiral back up and you spiral back up to a place of like yourself that you lost, it's like, whoa, Like, how did I like never see this before? Like, how did I never know her? And every man and every woman that walks this planet goes through the exact same journey. So you think that you're alone, you are not alone, because yes, through social media, you think this person has this perfect life, but behind it, they're also in suffering and they're also on this journey, and we're doing it together. And that's why I decided to share my journey, is so that you know, and I'm talking to you that's watching this now, that you're not alone. Yes, it does feel lonely, but by us sharing and by us connecting, we are exploring each other, we are self discovering ourselves and with each other, and we are reconnecting. So, yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Ciao, ciao.